Is March 21st, 2025. Last night, I went to go into work and there's someone outside saying a bunch of crap. Okay. On January 22nd, 2019, I got my stomach scoped. Okay. When they rolled me in the back, there was this older Indian man. He's from India. Okay. Holding on to the end of my bed. That's my beautiful princess. That is my beautiful princess. You make sure you tell those people, take care of my beautiful princess. Nothing better happened to her. Even up to last fall, part of that family yelled across the parking lot, don't ever think we're still not here. Okay? Last night, I go into work. They're talking about it. Okay? We all know our grandfather bought her for one of us. And we're seeing a bunch of crap. Okay? Around January 25th, 2019, my ex-husband gets caught between the human traffickers selling me to another man. January 25th, 2019, that day was weird. We had a payday loan I needed to pay off. Okay? We had got around Christmas time. David got his bonus. So I went down to get the money out of the bank. You always count it because money sticks. I go to count it, and some of those weirdos were down there. And this one guy said, she works for me. She puts her money straight in her pocket and don't count it. I don't do those kind of jobs. Was acting all weird, like he was going to give me a job. I don't think so. Got away from him. Now Dave tore up my shoulder on the stairway when I didn't answer my phone. He couldn't find me. And he chicken winged my arm and knocked me into wood railing, damaged my ribcage, and kept punching me in my stomach. He damaged my intestines. I ended up in the hospital right after that in the emergency room in pain. Then I had to get a scope. Okay. That's how that one older Indian guy showed up. Okay. January 25th, 2019, after I left the bank, I went to the payday loan. Some guy came out and threw the door open. I grabbed it with my sore arm. I'm like, ow. Okay. I went to the mall. I had time to wait for Dave to come to Massillon when we got off work. So I went to walk around the mall. They hired 30 men to harass me. Well, Sarah, one of my witnesses, had that agent's number where I dropped it off, and the manager had put it in her locker. Okay? In a cart. I went up to her. I said, Sarah, I'm scared. Where you call? I go to leave, and those men are like, it is what's going on. She got an agent that protects her. I go back in. I tell Sarah to stay out of it. I go down to Dixie's, and the big truck guys are swarming her house, and she's trying to get me to go for a ride and tell her what's going on. I'm like, a ride won't fix this. We go down to AJ Tacticals. We go down to Dave wants to shoot his gun. And these guys come in, and they want to keep me quiet about the gunshot night. And they come in. I want to see her shot pattern, like they were going to frame me. Guy starts laughing. Trust me, she has nothing to worry about. Yeah, because there's a video in the FBI case of me sitting on the floor crying like a baby girl, and Dave caught with the shooters they killed too. Okay? And I had to hide not to get killed. and he's caught with the shooters under police surveillance. Okay, well, we could go up back to Ravenna. He wants to go up to Streetsboro to get Steak and Shake. Cars are swarming us like crazy. And he's looking all around. We go up and we get his Steak and Shake. We come back. The human traffickers are at the end of John Thomas Road where we lived. Okay. And we get in the house, and next time they were supposed to come up and kill me. First, I got in a hot tub because my shoulder was killing me, and Dave's running by the door, like a chicken with his head cut off. He was expecting him to show up. I got out of the hot tub and I got in my bed, and I had a little gun next to me. And someone knocked on the door and said, "Hey, the police always knew she was innocent before, and they were talking about it at the station. Some guy was bailing his guy out from a team and said if she's innocent, he'd pay a fine or bail." He said, "No, the police always knew she was innocent before, and they never want to arrest her." Okay? They said that agent was trying to put such a big fine on her for saying something about the FBI being involved, she could never pay it. And that recruiter offered to pay it. And they said, no, the police won't let him, that he can't tell anybody, they can't say anything. Okay? All right. Then, it should be that night too. Some guy shows up and said, "Hey, I paid 25 grand for her. I want her." Other guys, you can hear scuffling around, said, "Hey, you can't have her yet. We're not done for her. I paid good money for her. I want her." And now I'm not one bit racist, but I don't care what color your skin is. It's wrong to buy somebody. Okay? He said, "She won't go with you. You're African American. She'll be scared of you." He said, "I don't care. I paid good money for her, and I want her." And he said, the other guys are arguing with him. "You can't have her. We're not done with her yet." He said, "But I paid good money. You'll have to wait." He said, "But I paid 25 grand and I want her." They said, "You'll have to wait." I thought, I ain't going with nobody. Laid with a loaded gun in my bed, crying and praying for God to help me when or where if I had to. I didn't know, but I wasn't going to go with nobody. Took till morning. I put the gun on the floor and went to sleep. I lay there and cried all night. Okay. People started talking about Harry. After that, that's one of Harry's girls. And the riffraff are afraid of him. It's almost comical. Are you crazy being mean to her? That's one of Harry's girls. And they scatter. I'm like, who the hell is Harry? And they're scared of him. Okay? Even the U.S. Marshals, January 20th, 23. I meet with Maddie out in Worcester. He said, "I have a friend at the police department. They knew about the case that agent opened. They knew about the Texas group involved in your case. What's going on?" "Well, there was a bunch of men came in. I thought you brought your police department." "Well, there's men over at the small little bar and said she's over there sitting with him and not me." Matt's like, "Who's that?" I said, "I don't know." Said it again. He said, "Who is that?" I said, "I don't know." Older couple comes in and they say the same thing. He's like, "Who are those people?" I'm like, "I don't know." They go to leave, and they said, "We're going to tell Harry she's sitting with another man." U.S. Marshals heard him talk about Harry. Is that not funny? And clear up in Bueller's, August or September of last year on North Main. They were in there arguing with someone on the phone. "We know you paid good money for her. You might want to sell her again. Look at all these people around her." Okay? When my client died, I had stopped by there And I went to use the bathroom. One of the people in the office, we all know they keep trying to sell her. They told us to keep an eye on her. Okay? There's this one officer reminds me of the kidnapper. Every time I even see a glimpse of him, I twinge. Okay? I twinge. He showed up at a gas station before I went to work last year and said they put her back up online to sell. I go online and tell those people not to show up. She's ugly. I'm like, really? I get out my car. I know they can hear me. And it's like, look, officer, there's never a reason to use the U word. I may not be the prettiest thing on earth, but at least I don't look like a serial killer. You make me twinge every time I see you. It's like, don't even go there. My ex-husband's looking for me. Today, outside Aspen Dental, they were seeing some of that crap that was said outside when I got out to go walk into work. They even mentioned who said it. I never said who said it. But they knew who said it because my car's by the police here. Okay? We go into Mentors. Looking around, some ladies are like, anybody would be stupid to say a word to her. We heard how that agent talked to her. And we heard that they've sold her to at least 2 men. Look at all these people around her. How many more have they sold her to? And scammed out of 25 grand each. Human trafficking is 12 billion to 41 billion per cartel in the US. In 21, 526,000 people were human trafficked. 526,000 US citizens got taken. 500,000 people. You know, I was talking to my brother. He said, a couple months ago, he went down and drove through Canal Fulton. He said it's the weirdest thing. There was no children out. Nobody walking on the street. There's no one. I said, I know. Do you know in 18, we moved around Memorial Day weekend 18. Dave and I would go walk at dark. People's children were in the front yard, playing on the streets. People walking by themselves, others with a couple other people. Everybody was out enjoying their life. There's no one. You go through Perry Township, there's houses, cars in the front, and no one on the streets. Why? Because they'll pull up and grab you. It's how you stay alive. Our way of living and enjoying our lives have all been taken. It's not safe. That's sad. That they have so much control over us. For us to stay alive, you have to stay in your house. Only time to leave is get in your car. Can't go for a long walk. Do you know in 18, we used to walk from Lenox over to my son Danny's, walk around the block a couple times. There'd be kids on the playground all the time. There's no one. There would be kids riding their bikes, playing ball. Nothing. 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 Because they pull up and they grab you and you don't get a chance to get away. It's sad when they control all of us. You know, these people, you know how ignorant you look to me. And this is how stupid you are. This is how actual stupid you are. These drug dealers could come up to you and say, we set up button cameras in your home. You did what? We've been stalking you. You've been doing what? We taped you in the shower washing yourself. We photoshopped that in the other room of you washing yourself in the shower to make you look weird. You did what? We sold your whole family on porn sites, including your grandkids, where you had bruises throwing up, severely infected. That was us. We were having our men drug you, beat you, and rape you, so you wouldn't know what happened. You had to go to the doctor for those injuries, and they didn't think of us. Ha ha. I drugged you up and told you to say this. Now, give us everything you got, or we'll put you in jail. You would hand it to them. Instead of calling the cops that some drug dealers have been harming you and exploiting you. You're that stupid. Do you know it used to be some guy named Eric, some guy named Steve, until Eric made fun of you for falling for the stunner dates before they were all him and not her. It was his idea to come up with it, his idea to do it, his idea to say it. For all these people turn on, they fell for November 18th, 22. Now it's some guy named Will. You know, I hate that mean comment, but it fits. You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. Huh? You can put a different name on a human trafficker, and it's still a human trafficker. And it's still a drug dealer doing it. I don't care what name you put on it. It's still a rapist, a serial killer. You put whatever name you wanted. They had no right in my home to violate me and exploit me like that. Some guy can't just do this. And are you really that stupid? The comment when I was little where people would say people are so stupid they have to take their shoes off to count to 20. You have to use your fingers and toes because they don't have enough sense to count to 20. Check your mentality. Some guy cannot do this. You have rights. Check your ignorance level at the door. Some guy. How about some human trafficker? Some drug dealer? Some serial rapist? Some fucking child molester? Selling women and children for sex slaves and to be murdered? Check your ignorance at the door. Now you think about what that agent said to me. How he laughed at me. Admitted he told on me. You know, I uploaded that Jim Jones video. See, that's one of the things the guy said. I watched that video she uploaded about that occult. Killing all those people. I realize that's what's going on. I know it is. They think, now I want you to think about this. Her father murders her kid. Vehicular homicide. Had to be doing at least 100. Because the guy that followed around me and the way he clipped me, he actually hit me so hard. I had my foot on the brake of the wheel turn left and knocked out my front steering wheel. Let's sit one because it got pushed forward while it was turned. The police officer said I had to be doing over 45. He hit so hard, he got ripped into pieces, and Tyler got ejected. Literally, not fell out of the car, ejected like a bomb, exploding, thrown through the air onto the pavement, dead instantly, both of them. Probably closer to 100, because I did Google ratios of how fast you have to be going to be dismembered just to lose an arm, over 60. Totally dismembered, 60 to 100. Probably closer to 100 with explosion. Now her father, and like the girl up in Cleveland, went 100, wrecked. She's in jail for 15 to life for the other people's murder in their car. It's vehicular homicide. It's murder. Her father murders her kid. Did I have anything to do with it? No. But Strange says, something mean about me 6 months later. Made it up to cover up Tim and Katie. Tim and Katie had to get rid of me real quick. Did it have anything to do with them? No. Why would you want attention? Because September 18th, 24, up in Akron, next door neighbor, my vehicle exploded. An investigator's up there. You tell everybody you know not to say a word to her. It was a medication error that made her sick before, and that agent needed to get his facts straight before he puts his name on it. Why'd they wait 15 years? I went over and talked to him. They said when Strange thought she was following Tim and Katie, he ordered her to be killed. They were to try to have her killed, and if she didn't die, they were to have her destroyed and make sure she got nothing. Nobody was to say or do a thing till Dave said he wanted a divorce, and it took him 15 years. That's why they did it. And they planned it for 15 years before they did it. 15 years. Okay? Now think of the fucked up Vegas. Her father murders her kid. I have nothing to do with it. I was at home with my family. And that medication error, it took me 9 months to get well. I didn't finish getting well till July of 2003. The traffic accident was in May, and I had started with Dr. Eli in like October or November of 2002. Slowly got well. Okay? He didn't make up that lie until November of 2003. 6 months later, had nothing to do with them. But that cult, they got their own occult following, a mindless booze. Now, it's not that I did anything to offend them or wrong, but because Strange made up a lie on me that offended them, I want her killed and destroyed. Yeah, so great, Vega. That's how it is. He said something about her that offended you, we'll kill her. Think how stupid that is. Think how stupid it is. It had nothing to do with that kid's death. They had nothing to do with what happened to me. Nothing. But these people, where they went into that agent's office and cried, they thought he'd jump on the bandwagon of worshiping the Great Vegas. Huh? You said what that minister said about her offended you, and you want to kill her? I don't blame you. Oh, you poor little thing. You got offended by what he said about her. Do you realize they look like morons? Morons. Huh? The person didn't do anything, but somebody made up a lie on them that offended them, that had nothing to do with them. But they want to kill them. That's how stupid. And then that agent saying, I met with that family in my office and all those church people, I know they're trying to kill you. And that's the strangest lie of faking. When it was medication error, medical malpractice almost killed me. Fraud. They were defrauding me, ripping off my insurance. This all wrote up as that in 2002. And it took me 9 months to get well. Huh? Now think about that agent saying he met with all of them. He knew they were trying to kill me. By federal law, he was to arrest them. Then he says it again, you need to admit to faking, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I really was sick. You liar. I met with that family in my office and all those church people. And I know they're trying to kill you. And he says, strangers like you, and you need to realize what you've done. I didn't do anything. Strange made up a lie. Like he would jump on the bandwagon of worshiping the Great Vegas. Somebody said something about her that offended you, we'll kill her. Just like Jim Jones killed 900 people because he told them to. Mindless boobs doing what they're told. And he admitted he met with all of them, told them that I called the FBI. It is documented. In my FBI case, the agent that returned my phone call from the FBI hotline was the one that told the churches that I called FBI. He told on me. He told on me. He told on me. He told everyone. And he told them that he didn't care. They were drug beating, raping me because of strangers lie. And if she was supposed to be mean to women, he was going to turn her back over to them. And he didn't care what they did to her. He got fired. You know that, right? He got fired. He told on a victim calling for help and told the people that were hurting the victim he didn't care what happened to him. Open a case that can't be closed till the FBI puts me in another witness protection program. And then took the money and ran. Selling government technology. Confessed December 8th, I take it back, July 8th, 24, 9, 10 in the morning, Altman Hospital Billing Department. It was him that paid for all this. Or I quit my job and I got fired. I called and I ordered those men to come here. I paid for them to all show up here. I paid for them to do all these things to her. I paid people to follow her around and say and do things to her. It's him. I know she only carried a gun because Dave was controlling. I'll make sure she can't carry a gun again. I'll carry one if I want to, and you have no authority. And your little idle threats mean shit to me. But you confessed. They set up in Akron by that Friday. That guy that is telling everybody he is the agent over my case. He got fired. December 18th, 24, Walmart 62, he comes in. Karen never knew who Michelle was until January or February of 19. No, I made sure of it. She told me she threatened her. And if she threatened her, I didn't care what they did to her. And she didn't know who she was. No, I made sure of it until she announced herself. She didn't know. And I told him I didn't care what they did to her. And she didn't even know who she was. And he said no. I still never talked to her. Okay? Then he said, I told the drug dealer that no one would want her after everything he had done to her. To leave her alone. Heard Karen's getting remarried. I knew she had it in her. He confessed he was in it with the drug dealers. January 5th, 25. The investigators called the FBI. What is this? We had another FBI agent lie to the U.S. Marshal. She was weird with herself. We always knew it was photoshopped of washing yourself in the shower. And they photoshopped that to make her look weird. Okay? And they had drugged her and told her to say it before. We always knew that. And we have the agent over her case tape. He let all this happen because he thought she threatened his daughter. He found out she didn't even know who she was. Does the FBI realize how not funny this is? What were they doing? Getting even with her for thinking she threatened one of their kids, and to find out she didn't even know who she was? Do they realize how not funny this is? Yeah. And he's not the agent on my case. He got fired. For Will found another way of making money off the case. He's selling the login for $25 a pop. They either call him Will or John. Melissa's church, Lighthouse Tabernacle, Katie's sister Jody, and a bunch of them in the cartel made fun of FBI agent John, June 7th, 23. FBI agent John fell for the stunt at T4. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent fell for that? You're kidding. It was only a stunt. You mean John fell for it? You mean that FBI agent John fell for the stunt at T4 that were only a stunt? Then name and title and cackle. And Walmart 62, like the Starr County Sheriffs. We all know they opened an informant case with her. They have us help watch her. We all know they made fun of that Agent John for falling for this. This whole thing's a mess. My son Danny called me the other day that Dave's looking for me. He said, Dad called. He wants no. But Dad, no. He don't want no. He's like, would you let me talk? No. He's like, I'll just say it. No. I said, fine, what? He's like, he wants to know where you live. No. Oh, no, 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 no. He said he needs it for his Social Security. No, he don't. He don't even live in the country. He fled November 20th or 21st or 23. He fled the country forever. Huh? I don't give people escaping prosecution and fleeing the country my address. I said, no. I said, you can tell him, you can have a state prison address. Danny started giggling. Jen's like, well, we could give him a made-up one in California. I said, no. And she said, well, we could always give him Mansfield. I said, okay. I said, tell him I live in Mansfield prison. Tell him to show up there. So I screenshotted Mansfield Correctional Institute, but caption underneath, tell him if he needs a room. They got one open waiting for him. He was startled. He said, smiley face with laughing. Yeah. He doesn't need to know where I live. It's scary. He's looking for me. Which is really weird because the cult knows where I live. Mm-hmm. The cartel knows where I live. The FBI, marshals, police, and sheriff know where I live. And he's looking for me. Oh, we don't need to go back to trying to kill Karen again. I'm too old for this shit. People have been complaining. We all found out he's looking for her again. Everybody knows he tried to kill me. He got away with it. And under God's green earth, no one could do this to you and get away with it. There's no excuse they weren't arrested the first day by federal law for their crimes and confessing to a federal agent. They were trying to have someone murdered because some minister made up a baby lie. You can't feel sorry for them. They look psychotic. She had nothing to do with the murder of our kids or of our kid and our father. It was my dad that murdered him in a vehicle accident. He was speeding at a high rate, ran a stop sign semi, killed them both. It's my dad's fault. But 6 months later, Strange said something mean about her. It offended us, so we want her killed. Psychos. See, they thought that agent would jump on the Jim Jones Vega group. Oh, hell, Vega. If it offended you what he said about her. Whoa, killer. Mindless drones. Killing and destroying at a command. Watch Jim Jones. He kills 900 people. They kill each other at his command. Get the idea of what's going on. Like the teenagers in North Canton a couple years ago. Because they keep selling logging. Our parents said this is why you don't go to church like that. If they weren't in a cult, they would have never tried to have her killed and had her harmed. And they would have never said a word to her. Exactly. I'm going to upload this.